Hello peeps and welcome back to Modded Minecraft with Nightdagger. Last episode, we built something. We built this thing. Nice multi-purpose mob spawner. Off camera, I went ahead and recentered this because it was off-center. And once it was pointed out to me, it drove me just as nuts as it drove people who noticed, so I recentered it. And I also put this big cobblestone and stone blanket around it because, hello lag spike, because mobs were spawning in here, and they were dropping their items, and the items were getting sucked up past the vacuum somehow, which I think was happening because mobs were actually spawning on top of the spawners, and they were dying before they got too far down. So this way, it forces the mobs to spawn down here, and the items then get pulled into the vacuum chest with no problem. I also have put underneath this, and let me show you, if I can, without breaking everything. Underneath here, I have put an inhibitor obelisk, which basically is just something that prevents Endermen from teleporting. So now, if I want to kill a whole bunch of Endermen, I can, and they won't teleport. Now, I tried that first with the environment controller. There's a teleport blocking thing for the environment controller. But, as you might see from some of the red blips on my radar there, it wasn't working. Because that thing takes a few seconds for it to actually work. It only pulses every once in a while, and we can see that demonstrated by me walking in here. Notice that my food is currently not full. If I walk in here, I'm currently in the range of this, but it's not doing anything yet. And now it pulsed, and now I've got full food again. So it doesn't pulse all the time. If an Enderman takes damage before he gets pulsed by that teleport blocker, he can teleport. And if an Enderman falls far enough, he'll take damage, which resulted in some of these hijinks, which I'll deal with later. Also, I should say that this episode, I'm not going to tweak the gamma or anything. I want to see how it looks with the lighting that I currently have in place. Like, this room is still going to be a little dark, especially once YouTube gets done handling it. But I want to see how the rest of it looks. And I have a new room here that we're going to be dealing with in a minute. Hopefully. I don't know how this is going to work yet, because this episode is going to be a little different than most. I haven't experimented too much with the mod that we're about to use, and you might have gotten a hint as to what it is if you were paying close attention. Back when I was doing Age of Engineering, there's a mod in Age of Engineering called Integrated Dynamics. And I tried using Integrated Dynamics to do something, and it failed spectacularly. We're going to try again, because I have a dream for this mob system. What I would like to do is I would like to say, okay, well, blazes can be spawned in this mob system. How many blaze rods do I currently have? 107? That's not enough. I want to keep at least 200 in this system at all times. And if I fall below 200, you'll turn on the mob spawner until I get to above 500, and then you'll turn it back off. I want to be able to do that for every mob that I connect to that. Hi, kitty. And I think Integrated Dynamics is going to be the key. If I was using Applied Energistics, this would be a little bit easier. Because Applied Energistics has the ME level emitters, which lets you specify, hey, if you are below this amount of items of this type, emit a redstone signal, or if you're above this amount, emit a redstone signal. That would have made it real easy. Unfortunately, as far as I can tell, no reasonable equivalent exists in refined storage. I could probably also do this a couple other ways, like I could use open computers for it, I'm sure. But I want to try it with Integrated Dynamics. So, first thing we're going to need is some of this mineral. And we're going to need Let's see. Where is it? Mechanical squeezer and a mechanical drying basin. Where's just the squeezer and the drying basin? There it is. Squeezer, drying basin. So I'm assuming that the mechanical one you hook up to redstone power and it does its thing. So there's my drying basin. Drying like a boss. And squeezer. Squeezing like a boss, apparently. Alright, put the squeezer down. Put the drying basin down. And we'll need a lever. Which will pop down, say right there. Pop a piece of wood in here, and bounce city, bounce city, bounce city. I have to say I like this mechanic, that you squeeze the resin out of the wood by actually jumping up and down on the thing. Give it. I'm gonna need some more of this, so I don't know how much more. Oh, that's nice. Constant redstone signal resets it immediately. I'm not sure how much I'm going to need to start. So I'm going to get 4 blocks, I think. Alright. I also picked up some crystallized mineral chunks. So, the first thing we're going to need is some of these logic cables. Sticks, redstones, mineral chunks. Cables for logic. Yoink, yoink, yoink. There we go. And I'm going to need an inventory reader, which is 3 chests and an input variable transformer. Variable cards, sticky pistons, and crystallized mineral chunks. Okay. So we're getting into the deep end already, it looks like. We need variable cards, which is mineral around paper. With that, I need to make... Where is that inventory reader? There it is. Need to make some of these, so I'll need a sticky piston. Actually, I'm going to make a couple sticky pistons. And chests, which I already have. But I need this input variable transformer, which I now have. Okay, that's fine. Get out of my way. And that gets me my inventory reader. We're also going to want to have a display panel. So I need static light panels and mineral berries. Need output variable transformers, apparently. Let's get these static light panels. And that'll give me a display panel. So, let's start off by trying to read what's in our storage network. We're going to connect an inventory reader. We'll connect some cabling. And we'll just connect 2 for right now. And we'll attach our display panel there. Right now the display panel is not displaying anything. This inventory reader. Inventory full, true. Inventory empty, true. That seems odd. Inventory not empty, false. Is inventory false? Okay, so it can't read that. Inventory count 0, slot filled, items, slot items. Okay, RS network items. So I actually can read what's in the RS network. But I can only read a list. Alright, well, how do I read a specific item? I need slot ID for that. I know a way I can do this. I don't like it, but I know a way that I can do it. What I can do is I can just export all of the items that I want into into a drawer system and just store those up here. And that way I can just read directly from the drawers. That would work. But it's not an elegant solution, and I kind of want to see if I can figure out how this works. So, the first thing we're going to need, I think, is we are going to need an RS network item. So, let's go ahead and make that card. That is going to give me a list of items. Or, no, that's craftable items. I don't want that. Let's clear it. So, RS items. Let's go ahead and set that card to RS network items. And then I'm going to need a logic programmer, I think. Which we'll put down here. And list. Let's see here. Block, long, Thaumcraft aspect. Operator OR, operator NOR. Subtraction, division, equals, greater than, less than, not equals. Let's shift concatenate, contains. So category string. Input type is string, output type is string. This is type list, so I need something that's going to work with a type list. Starts with, ends with, split on rejects, substring, replace name. New name is null, is not null. Length. Operator empty, operator not empty. Operator get. Get the list element at the given position. Get OR contains count. The number of items, the number of times the given element is found in the list. Okay. I think I can actually work with this. I think I need count. So, what I need to do is I need another inventory reader. Which means I need some chests. Because with another inventory reader, I can put a chest down, and I can get an item such as a blaze rod. And I can put that down. Let's put the inventory reader on there. We'll put the blaze rod. I can't put that on top, apparently. Because it's still a normal chest, and it blocks the item over it. So let's put a blaze rod in there. If I look at this, apparently I have to have a cable connected. So inventory not empty true is inventory. Slots, slots filled. Fill ratio items. This is an aspect list. Slot item is an aspect item. If I drop a variable card in there, it's going to give me the item card for a blaze rod. Now, if I come in here and I check for count, gives a total item count of exactly the given item in a list. So let's go item list count. We're going to check this list for this item and output it to this integer. Now, I need a variable store. Because the variable store... I need some more mineral. I'm probably going to want to actually power this entire process because, yeah, this is going to get annoying. There. Okay. Now that list was taken off of this inventory reader. And the item was taken off of that blaze rod, and the count is supposed to be the number of items, the number of times the blaze rod from this list, the number of times that item shows up in that list. If I put the variable store down, once I have it, which, let's break this down into my crystallized mineral, and let's get the variable store. And do I seriously not have any more chests? So let's put the variable store down, say, right here. And let's put the integer card in here. You will see it says variable with ID 1 could not be found in the current network. Variable with ID 2 could not be found in the current network. So, big red X. The reason why is that this is referring to variable 1, which is the list on this block, and it's referring to variable 2, which is the blaze rod item card. But those items aren't anywhere in this network anymore. These cards that this thing is referencing aren't here. If I put them in the variable store, now they're here. Part with ID 3 could not be found. Shit. Okay, well, that's easy enough to fix. Where's the blaze rod card? There it is. We'll clear that. And, oh, yeah, this is going to be difficult, isn't it? Okay, that is going to be difficult. Because it's looking for the item card from that. I need a way to get an item card that is just... Can I do item? I think I can just do item. I don't think I have to have it tied to it. Okay, item. No, I don't want that item. I want this item. I want blaze rod. You are item blaze rod. Okay. Let's try reprogramming this card to do item list count from this list. Where's my blaze rod card? This item to this variable. Put the variable card in there, and you're going to see 1 and 4 can't be found. We pop this and this in here. All of a sudden, hey, it works! We can see we have 106 blaze rods in this inventory. That is pretty neat. Let's actually make that do something for us. We're going to get a redstone wire. That's blocks of redstone, an output card, and redstone. I should have plenty of that. And we'll grab some redstone. And we're going to connect the logic cable here. We're going to connect our redstone writer there. And we're going to put this redstone card, or this redstone right there. Let's write a new card using this variable. We're going to do a Boolean greater than. Or we're going to do less than to start out. But first thing we need is a number. We need an integer. And the integer we're going to use is 100. Integer 100. Now we're going to use the less than operator. Less than. If this variable is less than 100, you will output true. Put these variable cards in here, and we'll put our variable card in here under redstone. Output a full redstone signal if true. It is currently not true, because there's more than 100 items in there. Does this have to be in the variable store, I wonder? Yes, it does have to be in the variable store, but I believe I can copy this by doing that. So, that allows me to have it there and there. So, we're currently false because we have 106 items. If I take a stack of blaze rods out, we now have 42, and we're emitting a redstone signal. Put them back in. Redstone signal goes off. So, this will allow us to remotely read the number of any item in the network. But what can we do with that? Well, a lot. But we're going to need to do some more complicated redstone for this. And for that, we're going to go to Project E. I want a state cell. So we're going to need cathode, anode, a conductive... Well, first of all, we're going to need some of these circuit plates, which is basically just cookstone, get circuit plates. Actually, is it a state cell or is it an RS toggle latch that I want? I think it's an RS toggle latch. So, we need 2 cathodes. We need 2 conductive plates. We need a lever, and we need 4 circuit plates. That'll get me a toggle latch. Let's make sure that this is the thing that I actually want. Because what I want is I want to be able to send a redstone signal. Right now, you can see that this side is outputting true. What I want is to be able to send a signal from one side and have it change the state, and then have that not change the state again until this one changes. So, right now that's on. If I flip this, it'll flip that side. Now this side's on. Oh, that is not what I want. I think I do need a state cell. So, we need a cathode. We need an anode. We need a pointer. We need a silicon chip, which means I need infused silicon. That figures. That figures. Huge, complicated processing. Shit. Okay. There's the sandy coal compound. That'll get me a silicon bowl. I need this diamond saw. Actually, is that the right diamond saw? Yes, it is. So I just need some stone rods. 1, 2, 3. Wait, don't I already have one? I do already have one. Okay, there's my silicon. There is a red silicon compound. There's a red silicon chip, which will give me a silicon chip. That should give me my state cell, after I get a couple more conductive plates. Okay, there's my state cell, which hopefully is the thing that I want. Okay, right now you can see it's off. If I put a lever down here and flip it, why are you on a timer? I don't want you on a timer. I want, it's called a memory cell. It's an RS latch. I can tell just from looking at it, it's an RS latch. It'll make sense once I actually get the piece that I want. This is the piece I want. So, put the lever down. I just put the levers away. Give me those. Okay, the latch. Right now, it's outputting redstone this way. No matter how many times I flip this lever, it's not going to change the state. But if I flip this one... Wait. Nope. Wrong inputs. Goes off the torch. So, outputting that way. No matter how many times I flip this, it won't change the state of the cell. If I remove the redstone signal, it doesn't matter. If I add a redstone signal, it does nothing. If I flip this one, now the state changes. Same thing. Now, how can we put that into practice? Well, we do that with a second redstone writer. And of course I need another output variable transformer. There we go. There's my other redstone writer. We'll attach that here. And what we're going to do is we're going to put down our RS toggle latch. We're going to put it down, say, right there. It's not exactly how I want it, though. That's how I want it. Okay. Now, what I want this to do is I want this to turn off if we have less than 100 items in the system. So all I do is connect redstone to that side. But I don't want it to stay on. I'm going to need another variable card. And that variable card is still going to go off of this variable. But it's going to go off of another integer. That integer is going to be 500. Or we'll do 105 for the sake of demonstration. Then we need to do a greater than or equal to. If the number of items that we're reading is greater than 105, output true. Let's put this and this in here. Let's put this variable card in here. It is currently greater than or equal to 105, so that is outputting redstone. But that does nothing, because this toggle latch is already set to point this way. If I were to reduce the number of items in the system, all of a sudden, now the toggle latch is pointed the other way, this redstone torch is off, and if this was connected to one of those spawners, that spawner would turn on, because those spawners are deactivated by redstone. Put them back in. This is back on. So, you see what I'm getting at here. We're going to go ahead and keep... Actually, no, we're not going to keep that. We're not going to keep anything that we've currently got set up here. We're going to move it. Where are we going to move it? Upstairs. Don't need you. I will need you. If we come up into this room that I have prepped for this exact purpose, and dig a hole in the ground, say, right here. Really? My inventory's full? Well, I guess I am holding a lot of crap. Including a zombie brain and a water bucket that I don't know how I got a hold of. Where am I in relation to... That's my energizer. Which means... out this way is my ME system. I'm going to run a cable underground to get to there. I've already got a cable here. I'll just patch into that. And I'm also going to need... what the hell is it called? Not integrated dynamic. It's called an interface. We just need an interface. So... let's patch up the floor where I've dug that up, and let's run a cable underground. Come over here. To this corner. Don't even need that one. We'll attach our interface to the end of that. This interface will allow me to read the contents of the network. So, we will need our inventory reader to be attached on here somewhere. I'm going to attach this thing right here. We're going to need to clear our list card, because the list card refers to something that doesn't exist anymore. We're going to want to clear one of these variable counts. So we'll clear that. We're going to want our less than or greater than variables, but we're going to have to reprogram them because we're dealing with a different list now. The integers, I'll just reprogram the integer. We need our logic programmer down. I'm going to put that in the corner. Integer, I want my upper limit to be 500. Integer, 500. Lower limit's 100, upper limit's 500. So, we're going to connect a logic cable right here. That'll allow us to actually interact with the network. Also, I'm going to put this wall back in place. I'm going to pass the redstone cable through here. And I'm going to need this for logic programming, I think. Now, we're going to read this inventory. So we need RS network items. We'll tie a variable to that. We still have our blaze rod variable. So in the logic programmer, we're going to do count, item list count, with this item, or with this list, counting this item to this variable. Oops. Item list count. This list, this item, to this variable. Less than. If this variable is less than 100 Boolean true. And greater than or equal to if this list, or if this variable is greater than 500 or equal to 500, I'll put this variable. On here, we're going to run logic cable. We're going to do 2 redstone writers. Redstone writer 1 is going to go right there. Redstone writer 2 will go right there. Our RS latch is actually going to go right here. And that is exactly what I want right now. I want that pointing up, and I want the redstone signal on. I'm actually going to need to get some red alloy wire for this, because red alloy wire will stick to the wall. Red alloy wire is another thing from Project E. Basically think of it as kind of like a cable. Give me my red alloy wire. Think of it as like a kind of a dumber Ender IO Redstone Conduit. And the version I made is not shielded. So we'll attach that, and we'll attach that. You can see, right now, that's power 15. Are you actually connected? I can't tell. Well, I know a way to find out. Now, I want this to turn on, as in I want that redstone signal to go off if I drop below 100. So I need my less than variable right here. And we also need to connect onto the network our variable store. So I'm going to bore into the floor right here. We need that variable, we need that variable, we need that variable, we need that variable. We don't need the booleans. Variable with ID 12. Oh, the list. Okay, right now you are false. If I put this redstone card in here, you are also false, because there's not 500 items in there. Let's come down here. This episode's going to run a little long, because I'm just now getting to the programming. We spent most of it learning the basics of integrated dynamics, and now we're getting to the actual meat of the episode. If I were to remove some of the blaze rods from here, that should theoretically flip the state of that latch, and cause it to report an on signal this side. Which it is, but it's not reading the red alloy wire. Do I have to have jacketed cable for this? Might just use Redstone Conduit. Redstone Conduit should make the connection on both sides without a problem. But oink, you're not connecting. Why are you not connecting? Why do you have to be difficult? Okay, okay, that's fine. This is fine. It's fine. It's fine. All I have to do is change the system a little bit. Instead, we'll run this out here. We'll put our variable store right here. We'll put all of the necessary variables in here, which is you, not you, not you. We'll break this RS latch because I have to move it. And we'll run the logic cable out here. We're going to do the first redstone readers, or redstone writers, here and here. And you still won't connect, but will you connect? You look like you connected. RS latch there. Run you up, like that. And let's put our redstone writer cards in now. If we want this to trigger on a less than signal, it is, but it's not firing the redstone. Go get a couple of pieces of redstone. Or I might actually need the jacketed cable. So let's get a few more pieces of red alloy and just get jacketed cable and see if that's the problem. Just get the freaking insulated wire. Or, no, I need the framed wire, don't I? Well, I mean... I really have no wool. I have some string. You and you gets me white insulated wire, which I can use to make framed. Framed white insulated wire. And this should be allowed to make the connection. And if not, I'll just freaking use redstone to be done with it. You're really not connecting. Give me that. Can I just do the redstone writer directly on the thing? Like, if I were to run the cable up beside that, can I just do the redstone writer right on here? Because that would make things so much easier. And where's my less than card? There's my less than card. Hey, that works! I can just connect it right to like that. Okay, now I need my redstone conduit, which I'm going to connect over here. And that's right, you don't connect to that fricking latch, do you? How about some red alloy wire? You'll connect, won't you? but it won't connect to the redstone conduit. If I get a conduit facade and just directly splice the damn thing. Also, now that I know it works, I want to put that away. If I put a conduit facade on here, plaster you on there. Okay, you're power 15. So, there's something wrong here. Get a wrench. Oh, your input-output, that's why. Okay, which one is my blaze? Blaze is red. And I need this to be an input. Now, in theory, if I turn this on, it should run that until I have 500 blaze rods. For the sake of argument, just for test, let's get our item list count, and let's get another integer card. We're going to get the integer 150. Actually, 120. And we're going to get another greater than, or equal to. We're going to check this list against the value 120. I'm going to check that boolean. Put the list in, put the integer in, and we're going to put that boolean in here instead. If I go disable that redstone signal now, the blaze spawner should turn on, and it should run until I have 120 blaze rods in the system. At which point, it should get a redstone signal and turn off. Which it did. The blaze spawner is now disabled because there's 120 blaze rods in my system. If I come down here and take some out, we'll hear it fire up again. You can see the count going up. We put it back in. No blazes. Lots of experience, no blazes. It works. It works. I love it. I'm going to rework this off camera, and I'm also going to set it up for all of the item types, and not just one. Knowing that I can do the redstone writers directly on the RS latches, though, is a huge benefit. So, what I'm going to do is I'm going to set up circuits for all of these things off camera. I'll figure out what I want my minimums and maximums to be, and I'll set those up, and we'll come back next episode. But hey, it works. Proof of concept, get. Thank you guys for watching. I'll catch you later, peeps. That is so cool.